It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to March 11th of the year 2023. The Nashville Pers were in Los Angeles to take on the Kings, and John Hines deploys his lines in the following way. Tomasino, Glass, and Duchesne make up your first line. Sherwood, Novak, and Evangelista. Trennan, Sissons, and Smith are your third line. Afanaseyev making his NHL debut. Recent call-up from the Milwaukee Admirals. Jankowski and McCarron round out the fourth line. Yossi and Favreau, McDonough and Barry, Luzon and Foote make up your defensive pairings. And Kevin Lankinen gets the start on the first night of back-to-backs for the Nashville Pers. Game 5 of 6 on the road trip and the final game of the regular season between the Nashville Pers and the LA Kings. 27 seconds into the game, and it's Copley coming with a save on Yossi's long shot. First shot on goal of the game, and then at 1:45, it's Lankinen coming up with a save on Deneau. That's the first shot on net for the LA Kings. 4:38, Deneau right back to work. His shot's blocked by Tomasino, sending it just wide of the post. A dangerous early scoring chance for the LA Kings. 8:19 into the first period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Deneau's backhand off of the rush at the top of the crease. In the first several minutes of this game, Deneau was by far the standout and most notable player of anyone on the ice for either of the teams. 9:02 in the first period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Roy, but 9:32, Anderson comes up with his fourth goal of the season, giving LA the 1-0 lead in this game. He crashes the slot and unleashes a pretty strong snipe right there. Luke Evangelista overcommitted to the other side of the slot, looking to help out on defense, leaving some open ice area. And when it comes to the NHL level, that's all it takes. The defenseman recognized it, crashing hard to the slot and getting that pass. What a great opportunity right here. And the LA Kings put the puck in the net with Anderson scoring. 1-0 in favor of LA. 12:23 into the first period. Favreau's off the box. 2 minutes for roughing. The Nashville Predators penalty kill led by Smith and Sissons led to 0 shots on goal for the LA Kings. Just absolutely incredible PK work here early in the game. 17:25 of the first period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Arvidsson. 17:58. Copley comes up with a save on Afanaseyev's backhand at close range. At 19 minutes of the first period, Iafallo off the box. 2 minutes for tripping in. Tommy Novak wastes no time. 4 seconds into the power play. Tommy Novak's 10th goal of the season ties the game up at 1 apiece. It was a wrist shot from high through traffic. He delayed and held up just long enough to make sure that there was layered traffic right here. Rips a solid wrist shot into the net. His 10th of the season ties the game up at 1 apiece. We hit the end of the first period, and somehow at the end of the first period, the Nashville Pers find themselves tied in shots on goal at 10 apiece and tied in the game at 1 apiece when the Nashville Pers looked like in the first 9 minutes or so they were going to be run out of the rink. Shots on goal at one point were 9-2 in the first period in favor of LA. We roll over to the second period. We're 1:16 into the clean sheet. Copley's coming up with a save on Yossi's one-timer. 2:04 into the second period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Deneau on the doorstep, plus his rebound jam. 4:20 of the second. Yossi, 2 minutes for holding. He's off to the box. 0 shots on goal for the LA Kings because of the incredible and outstanding penalty kill work by the Nashville Pers. This is the second power play for the Kings in this game where they have not been able to generate a single shot on net. 10:59 of the second period. Copley comes up with a save on Duchesne off of the rush. 13:23. Lankinen save on Arvidsson. The puck squeaks through and out from the side of the net. Another shot opportunity by Deneau. Sharp angle, but a glorious scoring opportunity has to be turned aside by Lankinen. 11:55 of the second period. Copley comes up with a save on Novak off of the rush. Sherwood cannot put the rebound in. It goes up over the top. Maybe trying to be too fine. Maybe there wasn't really that much room there in the first place. 17:08 of the second. Copley comes with a save on Trennan. We hit the end of the second period. Relatively low event second period. Preds end up with 8 shots on goal in the period. The Kings with 6 shots on goal in the second period. 18-16 overall now for the game. Into the third period, 53 seconds in. Lankinen comes up with a save on Byfield's long shot through traffic. 5:09. Lankinen comes up with a save on Arvidsson off of the rush. Surprised he didn't just pull up and take a slap shot from the top of the circle. 5:53 of the third period. Roy off to the box. 2 minutes for boarding on Luke Evangelista. Sherwood comes in defending his teammate. Picks up a penalty. 2 minutes for roughing on Roy. This leads to a 4-on-4 scenario, but before we move on to that, I want to go back to the hit on Evangelista. Evangelista was shaken up, but did return to the game, so everything's fine, but it was a nasty looking, hard, heavy hit Definitely penalty worthy. Sherwood stepped in just to kind of calm things down and ends up picking up a roughing penalty. 4-on-4 situation. Copley comes up with the biggest save of that exchange, and that comes on Tomasino from the top of the face-off circle. 11:22 of the third period. Lankinen comes up with a save on Arvidsson yet again at 13:20. Kempe off the box. 2 minutes for roughing. And the Nashville Pers, who have not had much offense in the third period, get their most significant push of the game coming up right here. Copley comes up with a save on Yossi's one-timer. This was his best save of the game, but he was just getting warmed up because he comes up with another save on Trennan, plus the rebound jam and scramble, then comes up with another save on Afanaseyev, and then comes up with another save on Fabro. 5 total saves for Copley on this power play by the Nashville Predators after the Preds had generated virtually zero offense, maybe 2 shots on goal up to this point in the period. The Nashville Pers, though, unable to break Copley. 17:23. Trennan's off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Lankinen would come up with a huge save on Iafallo, so it took till the Kings' third power play to pick up a shot on goal, and it comes near the end of the third period. Preds penalty kill comes through in a huge way right here. 19:37. McDonough is hit by a deflected shot. It hit Trennan's stick and then ramps up into, of course, McDonough's head area. He leaves the game immediately. He left under his own power, went to the locker room under his own power. No update afterwards, but he did not return. There was only 23 seconds left in regulation at this point. I hope he's okay. This has happened at least 3 times to him now this season. We hit the end of regulation. These two teams are tied at 1 apiece, and for the Nashville Predators, picking up points is of critical importance. Picking up a point against one of the best teams in the conference on the road at the end of a long road trip is of significant importance. The Nashville Predators do end up out shooting the LA Kings for regulation, 25-24. So the Preds, after only having 2 shots on goal for the majority of the period, pick up 5 shots on goal on the power play and then do not get any more shots the rest of the way, but still generate 7 shots on goal for the period. We go into the overtime session. I got to tell you, this is about to be some pretty exciting 3-on-3 hockey, back and forth, just like they hope it will be. 41 seconds in, Copley comes up with a save on Duchesne. 50 seconds in, Lankinen comes up with a save on Kopitar. 156, Copley a save on Sherwood. 342, Lankinen a save on Kempe. 431, Lankinen a save on Walker. And 459, Copley comes up with a save on Tomasino at the buzzer. This was intense 3-on-3 action for a full 5 minutes, back and forth. Very few stoppages. It was a lot of fun. The crowd was really buzzing. And the Nashville Predators end up with 6 shots on goal in the 5-minute overtime. And they end up out shooting LA for the game in total, 31-27. So LA 3 shots on goal in the overtime. So 6-3 were the shots on goal in the 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime session. The goaltenders were excellent out there. We go to the shootout for the Nashville Predators, and it's Matt Duchesne going double clutch 5-hole and beating Copley, and then Lankinen just goes to work and shuts things down. He goes 3 out of 3 in this game, and the Nashville Predators pick up the extra point, securing the victory in the shootout. 2-1 is the final for the game. Lankinen comes through huge. Duchesne in the shootout and in the game itself, it was the Nashville Predators just finding a way to hang in against a very good, very strong, very fast LA Kings team. That LA Kings team, before we move on from the game, is going to be a very tough out, I think, in the Western Conference playoff bracket this year. They have some areas that they can improve, sure, but I think everybody right now looking ahead at the playoff bracket as it's starting to kind of develop is looking ahead at when is Vegas and LA going to end up meeting each other in that bracket. After all, Jonathan Quick is now the starting goaltender of the Vegas Golden Knights, and the LA Kings are competing with them directly for not only first in the Pacific, but first overall in the Western Conference. It's getting very exciting. It's that time of year. We're now into March. All of these points matter, and the Nashville Predators find a way to pick up 2 against a very strong LA Kings team in the shootout. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We've got full analysis, box score, stats, opinions, all of that coming up next, right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.